This is Paul. Yes, it's 7:35. And this morning I was thinking, I was having some thoughts, and I thought I'd look and see if thought is in the dictionary. Yeah. And for those of you that don't think that thinking is that productive, I've often thought that it is. That if you really think about something, you will get an answer to the problem that you have. Now, for those that don't think that thought is that important, yes, I think it is. I think that if you spend quite a bit of time thinking, you should have an improvement in your thoughts. Now, I know a lot of Christian women are very upset with me because I had suggested that they drink beer. And for those that don't drink, don't be drunkards. Yes. And if you can't drink 5 beers because of your really inability to experience alcohol, yeah, you could have 3 beers instead of five, or you could have 4 of them. Yes. But don't be a drunk, okay? Don't be some sloppy woman that gets drunk on the 48 hours after menstruation. Just use it as the hydration of your actual intestinal tract and your female parts. Now, I know that there's a lot of husbands that are in Christianity that when their wife suggested to them that it's 48 hours after I've stopped menstruating and I really don't want to have this constipation for the rest of the month. Yes. They said, in my house, we do not bring alcohol because it's of the devil. Well, as I told you, only 1 beer. And for any Christian man that thinks that you're going to be a drunk from drinking 1 beer, you might have to reevaluate what a drunk is. Pooch. Now, I know there's some good Christian homes out there that the wife says, well, I'm going to try to drink 3 beers and you can have one, and that would mean you buy 4 instead of 6. Yeah. But for those that can do it, they could buy 5 instead of 4. And if you're one of these, larger women, let's say you have quite a bit of body weight, good Christian wife, you might try to drink 5, but don't be a drunk because the Bible says don't be drunkards. Now, I was thinking about this whole idea of constipation. Yes. And the toxicity of your intestinal tract. Yes. You know, if you really wanted to do it right, and this is something you should think about, you could buy some psyllium seed husk. Yes. It's the husks of psyllium seeds. Yes. And you could put maybe a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons in there about 3 to 4 hours before you decide to eat pizza. Yeah. Just stir that up in some water. Yes. Drink that down. Then you could get some bentonite clay. Yes. Maybe a couple teaspoons of that. Stir that up in a glass of water. Drink that down. Yeah. And then there's a product called zeolite. Zeolite. Put a couple, maybe a tablespoon of that in a glass of water, probably 4 to 6 hours before you're going to have pizza and drink beer. Let that get in your intestinal tract because the psyllium seed will cause a gel-like substance to form. Yes, yes. The bentonite clay will absorb a lot of the toxins out of your intestines. Yes, and the zeolite will attract a lot of heavy metals. Now, for every good Christian house that would never ever drink alcohol, if alcohol was being used for medicinal purposes, yes, and you, the wife, decided to be amorous with your husband knowing you couldn't get pregnant, ooch, no contraceptives are needed because you cannot conceive 2 days after your menstruation. Ouch! It could be that adding psyllium seed husk, yes, 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 it's an inexpensive. Now I would say only do it once a month. That's right. Get some bentonite clay and only do that once a month. Yes. And some zeolite. Yes. In fact, get me the zeolite mines, the mines that manufacture zeolite. I dislike toxins in my physical body as much as you didn't know that. I do drink coffee. Yes, yes, yes. And for those that don't, okay, don't start. But there is the thought. If a woman were to doctor herself, knowing that she was going to have two cheap pizzas and 3 to 5 inexpensive beers with her husband when he gets home or whenever they decide to eat, yes, you may want to have a very exciting sexual experience with your spouse. Now, I know a lot of Christian houses, they're like, no, I want my wife constipated all fucking month.